care of the pain. It shot. My whole arm was like it was slammed in the car door. If I blew on my hand, it just across the hair, it felt like somebody had an axe just driving it deep into my hand. My nerves were totally inflamed in my arm. And here I am reading about Job all week, and Friday I'm having all these bad thoughts. I'm thinking the whirlwind of God is here. Things were going down the tube, down the drain. I was screaming, "Help me, God! You gotta come through for me." Oh, now just imagine if things were really bad. I mean, really. Imagine if they had been really bad in my life. Because really, I don't have it that bad. But I was falling apart. So who is Job and how did he handle it? Well, in Job 1:1, there was a man in the land of Oz. I say Oz. Whose name was Job, and that man was blameless and upright and one who feared God and shunned evil. So here we have a good guy. We're good guys and girls. God even bragged on him. And shortly thereafter, everything he owned got taken away from him. Except for a nagging wife. Nothing like throwing fuel on the fire, right? And Job was okay with that. And then God bragged on Job again. And the devil says, "Yeah, but you're protecting him." And so God said, "You can do anything you want to him, but take his life." I didn't have it that bad this week. Let's see how bad Job got. Job 3:25. Job says, "For the thing I greatly feared has come upon me, and what I dreaded has happened to me." Have we ever been there? Where something was going on and it just brought the fear upon us, and we were thinking, "Oh, I was afraid this was going to happen to me." Kind of like me on Friday. Job 3 is really, like I said, it was me on Friday. I had to hold on to God with all my heart and believe that he was going to take care of me, because my mind was telling me just the opposite. I had lost it. Good and bad. Let's see. I think that's what that song said this morning. About it. No matter good or bad, God's there for you. Romans 8:28, and we know that all things work together for good for those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. Can this possibly be true? That good and bad is for our good? Could this be true? Paul goes on, Philippians 1:12, but I want you to know, brethren, that the things which happened to me have actually turned out for the furtherance of the gospel. For the good gospel, good news. So all that Paul was going through, he said, turned out for the good. Let's see, I think he was beaten. He was, I think at one point he died and came back. Wow, I guess I don't have it so bad. All the bad things that Paul went through were used by God. Good days, bad days, we all have them. In Philippians 4:12, I know to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. Wow. And yet he says all things happen together for our good. Job 1:21, and he said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked I shall return. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So here we see Job He's lost everything. He's now having boils on his body. He's suffering. And he's saying, I've lost it all, but blessed be the name of the Lord. Here's his attitude. So we see this righteous man holding on to God. The Bible says Job did not sin with his lips at this point in time. We'll go on. Job 2:6, and the Lord said to Satan, behold, he is in your hand, but spare his life. You know, God has given us our life. No one can take our life. God has given it to us. We have a road to walk down. And we will accomplish everything in our lives that is the purpose of God for us. We will be successful because we hold on to God, because he is there for us. Goes on to verse 9. Then his wife said to him, curse God and die. Such a loving thing. But he said to her, you speak as one of the foolish women speaks. Shall we indeed accept good from God, and shall we not accept adversity? So as we receive goodness from God, there are going to be times that we have adversity. Notice he didn't say that the adversity was coming from God. But sometimes in this world, we're going to run into things that are tough to deal with. Yeah. Stuff happens. How bad did Job have it? Well, in Job 2:12, and when they raised their eyes from afar and did not recognize him, they lifted their voices and wept. Imagine walking up to your best friend and looking at them, knowing that they're your best friend. You've known them all your life, and yet their body is so messed up, you can't even recognize it. That's what Job was going through. They couldn't even recognize the man that they knew. What's Job thinking right about now? Job 3:20. Why is light given to him who is in misery, and life to the bitter of soul, who long for death, but it does not come, and search for it more than hidden treasures? He's ready to die. He doesn't even want to live anymore. He is suffering so much, he says, I'm done. I just want to die. Can we judge God? Job 9:2. Truly I know it is so. This is Job speaking. But how can a man be righteous before God? But we know how. God makes us righteous. If one wished to contend with him, he could not answer him. How do you answer a God that knows all things? One time out of 1,000. God is wise in heart and mighty in strength, who has hardened himself against him and prospered. You ever been mad at God? No, I'm not talking to him anymore. I don't like what he's doing. God, I'm mad. I want it this way. I'm not praying anymore till you straighten this out for me. Well, in a way, that's kind of a prayer, isn't it? You're still talking to God, but I'm going to tell him. Does that help you prosper? God knows. Why me? I don't like what you are doing, God. Not Job yet. Job's not telling him that. Job's still in line with what God's going and doing. But in Job 10, it begins to go downhill. My soul loathes my life. I will give free course to my complaint. I will speak in the bitterness of my soul. Now he's saying, I'm mad, I'm bitter, I want to tell him. I don't care anymore. I'm going to tell God just what I think. I will say to God, do not condemn me. Show me why you contend with me. Now Job is saying, God, where are you? I'm ready to tell you what I think. Job 13:3. But I would speak to the Almighty, and I desire to reason with God. So now he's saying, you know, all I want to do is just reason with him. God, talk. Where are you? Come. Let's talk this thing out. Our reasoning with God is often, God, you just don't understand. How can this be happening to me? Past, present, and future. Job 16:11. God has delivered me to the ungodly and turned me over to the hands of wicked. Job now is saying, God's done with me. Surely he's turned me over to the wicked and there is no hope for me. It appears that Job has lost all hope. None of us have ever had it as bad as Job. We are blessed. Yeah. If you're sitting here this morning and you got clothes on your back and you got meat on your bones, you're doing pretty well. Job 17:11. My days are past, my purpose are broken off, even the thoughts of my heart. So here we see that his day, he thinks his days are over. There's no purpose left in his life. And there's no future. There's no hope. He's just rotting. We should never get to this point where we talk like this. Because we are blessed. We are blessed. What are we saying about God when we have these kind of words? My days are past, my purpose is broken off, even the thoughts of my heart. What is Job saying here? Saying that life is over, there's no hope for a future. And that's a lie. Saying we have no future is a lie. God says the steps of a righteous man are ordered. He's given us our future. No matter what we're walking through, we know that he's got that next step for us. We need to trust him for that. No matter what it looks like today, we have a future with God himself. No, we are present with God right now. It's better than we have a future. We have God in us now. You know, we're funny about the way we think. I told you how I was on Friday and how I was losing and I was just like a spiral going down the drain. It's amazing. But it's really sad to think that we can lose it that quick. All the faith, all the stuff we go through, and yet we still can have the rug ripped out from underneath us. We've got to get it together, pull it back. I will say that I have been on the edge with things that I've been going through, but in reality, I don't have it all that bad. I mean, look at me. I'm able to stand and preach. Things are going well in my life for real. And I'm blessed. I'm blessed in all my ways. Yes, it hurts. I still have pain. Not near as bad. My arm's still a little stiff. My neck is stiff. I'm still dealing with it. But I'm going to make it. And